Luigi Mangione, the shocking case of the Ivy League graduate turned murder suspect. Luigi Mangione, a highly accomplished Ivy League graduate with a privileged background, has been named the prime suspect in the murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson, a brazen shooting that shocked the nation. Mangione, 26, was a standout student in high school and college, excelling academically and socially. He graduated as valedictorian from the prestigious Gilman School in Baltimore, an all-boys private institution where his family is well known in the real estate industry, owning country clubs and golf courses. After Gilman, Mangione went on to attend the University of Pennsylvania, where he earned both a bachelor's and a master's degree in computer science and engineering. Friends and peers remember Mangione as a quiet, humble individual, destined for success. He began his professional career as a data engineer at TrueCar Inc. in 2020, working in the tech industry with no known criminal history. However, in recent months, Mangione seemingly vanished from the radar of his family and friends. His last known address was in Honolulu, Hawaii, where he was arrested in November 2023 for trespassing in a state park, a minor incident that didn't raise any major concerns at the time. The murder of Brian Thompson. Everything changed on December 4, 2024, when Mangione was named by police as the prime suspect in the targeted killing of Brian Thompson, the 50-year-old CEO of United Healthcare. Thompson was shot in broad daylight on a busy Midtown Manhattan sidewalk while heading to a shareholders conference at the New York Hilton. Surveillance footage showed a masked, hooded gunman waiting for Thompson and opening fire with a 3D printed ghost gun fitted with a silencer. The murder, executed with chilling precision, quickly became a national story. After a 5-day nationwide manhunt, Mangione was arrested in Altoona, Pennsylvania, when a McDonald's customer recognized him from surveillance images and alerted police. Officers confronted Mangione at the restaurant, and after a brief exchange, his identity was confirmed. He was arrested without incident, though he was described as shaking and nervous when questioned by authorities. The motive: grudge against healthcare and corporate America. Investigators have uncovered disturbing details about Mangione's possible motives. According to law enforcement sources, Mangione had a growing resentment toward the healthcare industry, particularly United Healthcare, which he may have blamed for personal grievances. In a handwritten document found on his person, Mangione expressed frustration with the U.S. healthcare system, specifically criticizing its high costs and corporate greed. The document also contained references to Ted Kaczynski, the Unabomber, and his anti-technology, anti-corporate ideology. Mangione's writings suggested he viewed the murder as a symbolic act against a corrupt system, echoing the Unabomber's mindset of taking unilateral action to draw attention to societal problems. The document included chilling phrases like, "These parasites had it coming," and "I do apologize for any strife and trauma, but it had to be done." Some of the writings also mentioned his plans for the murder, detailing a growing fixation on the CEO and documenting his deteriorating mental state over the past several months. In one disturbing passage, he allegedly wrote, "What do? You whack the CEO at the annual parasitic bean counter convention." Despite his wealthy family's connections, Mangione's frustration seemed to deepen after a back injury and surgery earlier in the year. Mangione had posted X-ray photos of his spine and shared details about his surgery online, possibly hinting at the physical pain that may have contributed to his emotional turmoil. His classmates and friends were shocked by his actions, expressing disbelief that someone with such promise could descend into such violence. The arrest and legal proceedings. Mangione was formally charged with second-degree murder, illegal possession of a firearm, and fraudulent identification. At his court appearance in Pennsylvania, Mangione, who had requested a public defender, argued that the cash found on him at the time of his arrest was planted. "I don't have that much money," he claimed, suggesting the evidence was fabricated. Despite the evidence, including the 3D printed pistol and silencer matching the weapon used in Thompson's murder, Mangione's attorney, Thomas Dickey, has stated that his client will plead not guilty. Dickey has also challenged the connection between the weapon found on Mangione and the crime, arguing that many guns look alike and that evidence could be taken out of context. Family reaction and online activity. Mangione's family, who own multiple properties and businesses in the Baltimore area, including Hayfields Country Club and Turf Valley Resort, released a statement expressing their shock and devastation. His cousin, Maryland Republican delegate Nino Mangione, shared a message of support for the Thompson family and called for prayers for all involved. In the wake of the arrest, an online defense fund has been set up for Mangione, raising thousands of dollars. However, some crowdfunding platforms such as GoFundMe have removed campaigns linked to Mangione's defense, while others, like GiveSendGo, have allowed fundraising to continue. Mangione's attorney has expressed discomfort with these donations, suggesting he may not accept them. Timeline of events leading to the murder, November 24, 2024. 10:11 p.m. ET. The suspected shooter arrives in New York City on a Greyhound bus from Atlanta, Georgia, making multiple stops along the way. It is unclear exactly where Mangione boarded the bus. 11 p.m. ET. Mangione takes a taxi to High New York City Hostel at 891 Amsterdam Ave, where he stays until the day of the shooting. He presents a fake ID, and his face is rarely seen as he keeps a mask on throughout his stay. November 29, 2024. Mangione checks out of the hostel at the usual time, but there are no records of him staying elsewhere. December 4, 2024, 5:30 a.m. ET. Mangione leaves the hostel early in the morning. 5:41 a.m. ET. Surveillance footage captures him walking back and forth near the Hilton Hotel, where United Health Group is hosting its annual investor conference. Police believe he may have ridden a stolen bicycle to the area. 6:44 a.m. ET. Mangione shoots Brian Thompson as the CEO walks to the Hilton Hotel. The gunman flees the scene. 6:48 a.m. ET. Mangione enters Central Park by bicycle at the 60th Street entrance, where he discards a gray backpack, possibly containing evidence. 6:56 a.m. ET. He leaves the park near West 77th Street and Central Park West, still on the bicycle. 6:58 a.m. ET. He is seen on surveillance passing 85th Street and Columbus Avenue, still riding the bike. 7 a.m. ET. At 86th Street, Mangione is no longer on the bicycle. 7:04 a.m. ET. He enters a taxi at 86th Street and Amsterdam Avenue, heading north. 7:30 a.m. ET. The taxi is near the George Washington Bridge and the bus terminal, which connects to Greyhound routes to Philadelphia, Boston, and Washington. This case has sent shockwaves through the country, as a man with a promising future and a prestigious background is now at the center of one of the most shocking targeted killings in recent memory. The motives behind the crime, including Mangione's possible inspiration from Ted Kaczynski and his growing frustration with healthcare in corporate America, are still being explored by investigators. As Mangione faces serious charges and legal battles ahead, his family and friends continue to grapple with the stark contrast between the young man they once knew and the suspect in a high-profile murder case.